All right, today we're going to talk about the TrainingPeaks Premium account and how that differs from the basic account. So when you log in here, you're going to have your home screen right here. Now, right away, you're going to see some things different from the basic version. We'll talk about that in a second. But right away, you're going to be able to see all your events. You're going to see your targeted fitness level, and you're going to be able to see your actual fitness level. Below that, you're going to be able to see your goals. I've set a goal to get first place on my September 7th race right here. Next up in this middle column, you're going to be able to see your workouts just like in your basic version. You'll be able to see all the different zones. When they're set up, you'll be able to see what your targets for that specific workout are. If you scroll down here, you'll be able to see your zones. You'll also be able to see tomorrow's workout. So that's going to be key in helping you plan your workouts around your daily schedule. Off to the right here, you're going to be able to see your fitness and how it's been increasing over the last 7 days. Mine's increased 1. Over the last 28, mine's increased 7. The last 90 days, mine's negative 18. In the last 365 days, I'm at a positive 3. Also, you'll be able to see what your fitness number is right here, your fatigue number, and your form, how tired you are right now. Below that, you're going to be able to see your peak performances, and this is going to be the last couple of days and what you have done for your peak in the last couple of days. Next up, if you hit your calendar button up top, you're going to get a different window that comes up here, and you're going to be able to see all the workouts that are coming up in the future and all the workouts in the past if you scroll up. Now, something that you've noticed is these red guys. That means that these workouts have not been completed according to spec. So if you go over here and you just haven't uploaded your run, you can upload your run, and you can do this manually, or you can do this via a Garmin tracker or another, like a Sun2, something like that. If you're doing this manually, you enter in, I ran 34 minutes, and I ran for 4 miles, and then it averages out everything there. I highly encourage you guys to do the how did you feel during this workout. It just provides us another feedback tool for us to rally around. So this one was pretty good. Perceived exertion, it was pretty hard. So I'm going to move this slider to 7. Okay, and I'm going to hit save. And if you've noticed, that workout just turned green over here. That means I performed it within 15% of what was required of me. I will get a notification when you do that, and I'll be able to communicate back and forth with you. Next up, we're going to talk about metrics. So every day you should be coming in here online or on your phone. You can do this on your phone as well. Just hit the plus icon on the bottom of your screen, and you'll be able to do something. Do the metrics right here. You're going to enter your sleep quality. It was pretty good last night. My stress, it is high. Weight, 150. Overall feeling, I'm feeling extremely superior. Fatigue, I'm average today. Soreness, moderately low. Sleep hours, this one's going to be key, 7. Once you upload, or once you enter everything, just hit OK, and it will pop up there for you. Now, just for a single day, it's not going to mean a whole lot, but over time, what you're going to see is we'll be able to track trends, how much sleep you really need after a really big workout, how much recovery is needed in between some of those key sessions, and that's going to go a very long way so we do not burn out later on in the year. So these metrics, they take maybe 30 seconds. I highly encourage that you do them every single day. Over here, you're going to be able to see your fitness again, your fatigue, and your form that's going to be projected for the week. So as we go down, I've entered some workouts, just some examples, and you can see that as we continue, things are changing as we progress. Let's go back to today, and then the next tab that we're going to talk about is our dashboard tab. So go ahead and hit that dashboard tab, and a whole bunch of charts are going to pop up. If yours does not look like this, that is going to be okay. You can come over in here, you can click the charts library, and you can select whichever one you want, drag and drop it over. I'm not gonna, there it is. it got dropped for me. So I'm just going to take this out because I don't want this one. Okay. So this chart looks like it's a bunch of random numbers, but in a minute or so it won't. The solid blue line is your fitness and how it's been improving or not improving over time. The dotted part, the dotted line right here, that is just in the future. So you can see how yours is going to improve in the future. And if you wanted to change that, you just hit that hamburger menu and you can select what you want to be pulling from. So I want to do, let's do the last 180 days and the next 140 or the next 45 days. So that opens it up a little bit and you can see what's been happening over time. If you get sick and stop training, this is what is going to happen. Your fitness is going to drop. Now we have to build it back up. The next line that we're going to talk about is this purple line right here. And as you can see, as your training and your fitness increase, so does your purple line right there. That purple line is trending upwards because the fatigue that we are placing on your body is slowly increasing, thus producing a fitness increase. The next line that we're going to talk about is this orange or yellow line right here. That is your form. And that is simply how race ready you are. Obviously, the lower the number, the less race ready you are. It is not uncommon to be hovering around a -15 to a -20 when you're in a big training block. After we do a recovery week, you will be back up into the 0 area, but just be aware that number is going to be in the negatives a lot, but don't get too concerned about that unless it starts to get into the 30s or 40s. As we scroll down here, you're going to have time and heart rate zones. You're going to have various things here. If you have power, same thing, the time, and you can hit your hamburger menu and you can select the date ranges that you want to do. So if you just wanted to do the last month, we would scroll down to last 28 days, apply and close, and you can see how things stack up there. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to do the last 3 months. It's just what I like. Right here you have your metrics, so you can see this is it. I've just entered the last 2 days, so it's not going to be a graph of anything major right now, but over time this graph will become much more helpful. So keep entering those metrics as we talked about earlier. Power profile and cycling, you can see all of this. And if we go up, the last thing I want to talk about for the performance management chart, if you hit this hamburger menu, you can see individual sports if you want as well. So it doesn't always have to be all. You can come in here and you can click, I just want to see how the swim is doing. I just want to see how the bike is doing. So right there. All, blind close. The last one that we're going to talk about is your ATP. Go ahead and click there. And you can see that I have a couple of trophies with letters on them. And that just signifies the races that I am signed up for this year. My A race is already in the past, so the last couple of races here are B races for me. I'm still going to be training up for them, but they are not as important as that very first race here. These gray bars right here, that is our TSS, so the amount of training stress that's going to be put on our body. And you can see there are 1, 2, 3, and then a down week. So I am doing 3 on, 1 off. That blue stuff behind it right there, that is our our fitness of what it's projected to be. Below that is our dotted line, and that's because dotted lines are in the future. This is our fitness in the future. And below that, that orange yellow line, that is our TSB, that is our form, so how race ready we are. And if you scroll down here, you can see what period or training block that you will be in. If you go all the way over here, you can see the fitness ATP, that is the projected one, and this is the actual one, what your actual fitness is going to be. Now, I've only entered workouts into the end of July right there. So let's go to August, and you can see that we left off at 62, 63, and then boom, it is now 27. The reason for that is there is not any workouts entered into the future. So don't get too caught up into that if it's very far out into the future, because it will not be there. So don't get too caught up in those far out numbers. The last 2 columns our projected TSB, our projected race readiness right there, and then our actual race readiness. So this is just a quick guide of how to do it. If you go in your calendar, you can see what recovery period you're in anyways right here. So you don't necessarily even have to open this ATP. You can just look at it right here. This 870 TSS, this is our recovery, or not our recovery, this is our how much TSS that we should be getting during this week. For me, it should be 870. I am projected to do a 570 on this, so we're coming in a little light, but it is a recovery week, so keep that in mind as well. All these numbers off to the side do mean things. Our total duration for the week, for me right now, is 9 hours. I've done an hour and a half of that so far, if you go on what has been entered. Total TSS, 568. I've only completed 56. Our swim duration, we're only swimming for about an hour here. The next one up is swim distance. We are projected to do a 4,000 this week, and I've done no yards yet. But I have this one. If I had done anything, then that would pop up. So if I was to go in here and I would say, yeah, I completed that, my swim distance changes right here. So the last 250 plus 1,500 equals 4,000. Bike duration, I have 7 hours projected here. I've only done 1 hour so far. If I was to come in here and enter this, same thing. All right, and that number changes already. Okay, so we have a 3 hour, and then a 1 hour. So that will add up to 7. Run duration, the exact same thing. We've already done, 34 minutes there. So at 34, right there. Run distance, same thing. So that is a basic overview of how to use the TrainingPeaks Premium and how to identify certain things. Remember, enter your metrics right there, and it will be happy days. Happy, happy days. All right, guys.